Hello and shalom. Before I start off this video, I'd like to give a list of other videos that I'm currently working on, as present on the screen below. I just got back from the Ark Encounter visit. I'm still waiting on my friend to send me his side of the video for more context. Today's video is going to be on the topic of why predeterminism is evil. So first we have to start by asking ourselves what predeterminism is. Predeterminism is the notion that all things that exist, including actions and events, were decided in advance. The example I have below is that Adolf Hitler was predestined to always be Adolf Hitler. Now, I would like to sit down and hope that most people who see this one slide can sit down and reason why that would be problematic. To put it in short, it would mean that God would have to predetermine what is evil, and therefore cannot truly be good. But let's put this into greater reasoning. If God is all-loving, then God must want a personal relationship with his creation. If God wants a personal relationship with his creation, that creation must be able to choose. If that creation can choose, then its actions cannot be predetermined. Thus, God can only really be all-loving if free will is the only true option. Hence, nothing can truly be predetermined.
But Josh, don't you know that the Bible talks about God having a plan? How can things have a plan without them being predetermined?
Now, obviously, that is a bit of a hyperbole when it comes to what some predeterminists will actually think or say. But that is the most common response I frequently get. And I'm sorry, but that reasoning is utterly fallacious and shows a lack of imagination. Allow me to present in response to it what I call the vacation model. Here is a map of the continental United States. Now suppose we decide that we're going to head down from Seattle all the way to Orlando, Florida, on a vacation to Disney World. Obviously there is a shortest, most effective route, what we'll call the ideal path. But along the way are various deviations upon which that we can go down. No matter what deviation we go down, eventually we will end up in Orlando, Florida. However, we will still have a number of paths that we can go down that will allow our choices along the way to actually matter. These multiple paths are fundamentally important to us, even if they don't exist in our actualized world. Specifically because the very existence of these choices means that we actually have a choice. If things are predetermined, then in reality is the equivalent of a maze with no dead ends, all moving forward, with no option of moving back. We all might as well be machines simply being told what to do rather than willfully actually doing it. Friends, from a cultural standpoint, this is a problem of significance, as I have talked to many atheists who have lost loved ones, who have lost their faith subsequently because their pastor or rabbi literally told them that their sister dying in a car crash or that their grandmother horrifically dying of dementia was part of God's plan. We really need to stop making statements like this, as it not only makes our God seem cruel, but it also invokes the very horrifying notion that it is God himself who's actually doing the cruelness. Because again, if all things are predetermined, that means that God is the one who would had to have set those things in motion to begin with. Hence the fundamental issue being addressed in this video. If predeterminism is true, then the God of the Bible, by extension, must be evil in order for it to actually work out in the actual world when played out metaphysically. This problem becomes even more relevant when we consider that modern-day quantum mechanics factors in what we would call the multiple worlds interpretation, which really does suggest that these multiple timelines, ergo possible worlds, actually do exist. A discovery which, in my opinion, serves as empirical evidence for the truth of free will, that our choices really do lead us down specific, unique paths, which I do plan addressing in another video, which is why this video is ultimately shorter than it really ought to be, as there is so much that can be said on free will versus determinism. On a personal level, I am an unapologetic free will absolutionist. I don't really see how God can make a statement about how great he is while at the same time literally forcing people to be evil. I mean, just to give a second argument on top of what I've already given, if God predetermined everything, then that means that he had to have created people who he knew would be evil, who he made evil, who he then determined would go to hell, which means he's created beings specifically to suffer for an eternity. And I don't see how anyone who believes in the God of Israel can believe that that God is subsequently good while literally creating people only to suffer for an eternity. So that concludes this short video for today. I encourage everyone to sort of open their minds, open their hearts, and accept reason over doctrine. Thank you, and have a good day.